I like you, Shokugeki no Soma, but honestly, and honestly, yes, how long are you going to push these chapters until we finally can get a winner? After all, as a lot of people have argued with, technically Kurokiba and Rentaro are not really that much of a likable characters. And yet we are getting so many chapters of their match because, yes, you guessed it, this match has not been settled yet. But in true Shogeki no Soma fashion, everything happens around in a roller coaster, switching our interest into another character and then to the other. The chapter starts off with the judges wanting to find out the differences. The big difference lies in Rentaro's dish at the beginning. He had baked it, he had wrapped, oh, how do you say this? Inside of his oven lies some liquid stuff, which is olive oil, which is in turn become the juiciness of the salmon. When he wrapped up the salmon to prepare it in low temperature cooking, he heated it with submerged in olive oil, and the thing, and that created, and with the tin foil he had, the juiciness didn't drop out like normally does, but instead pack in. It became an exquisitely juicy and tender salmon. All in all, I'm very, what is that word? Not flashy, but artisticful, like cooking. As Rentaro taunts Kurokiba about reminding him of his failure, well, not failed, his dish that didn't give him the win in the autumn selection, Cortusia. Cortusio! Rentaro notes that his current dish is very similar, packing it all into a single dish and then blowing it all away. We all know that Kurokiba's cooking lies in seafood and punching people away. And here, actually, they say something I may agree with or not agree with. But first off, of course, then Rentaro gloats, saying that the delicate and graceful application of the heat that perfectly retains all the ingredients' juiciness is the true power of an elite. And so he says to the judges that the winner is clear. It's during this time that Soma has a flashback on the time when he, what Azami wanted. According to the reason why he has picked all of these Elite 10 and all of these others is because apparently they cook what he wants to cook. Azami wants to cook a truly refined. No, what he says is when touched by truly refined people will of their own will bow down, such as the true gourmet that we of the Central aim for. For Kurokiba, his flavors is violently good, so they submit. But Asami wants to create a truly refined dish that makes other people just submit. Well, not submit, maybe. Will. I don't know how to pronounce this in words! But for me, I translate it almost like he's gonna force the will out of them. But that's not really what it means. I think he just means some truly refined taste in the dish that is so graceful, so delicate, and yet so fine a tasting that it doesn't matter how it is. It's no other that's better than that. And technically, every single chef of Central we have seen yet have had that kind of cooking. If you think about it, Tsukasa cooks like that, Momo cooks like that. I wouldn't say Izan cooks like that, but in a way, he does. The rest we don't really know so much about. But yeah, every single chef in Central cooks with an etiquette in mind. Once again, hinting towards something that is going to fail because it's truly refined. However, in this chapter, Soma notes them all as Mew, whatever, Rain, whatever her name is, the jerk girl, gloats about how much they should learn from them. Soma indirectly notes that this match has not been settled yet, and Rentaro has forgotten one thing. It's during this time, after having found out why Rentaro's dish is a little bit more supreme, that the judges say, try the dishes again. And so they do. It's during this time they ran out that it's not Rentaro's dish who stands out the most. His is the most unique of them. A little bit different and another way to cook. But it is Kurokiba's dish who stands out in its fragrance and its taste. Of course, that makes all the central chefs look about drop their pace, and of course Rentaro too, because well, Kurokiba's dish is a fish, is salmon, is a cut above them all. It's during this time Rentaro begins to be a sore loser, although the judging is not yet. So of course Kurokiba just gives him the dish to taste himself. He eats it, and to his surprise, he actually realizes what it is. As Kurokiba thinks back about his time when he lost the election, he also, Rentaro noticed that there's something very strange inside of his bread dish. Is that cabbage? But Kurokiba puts a foot down and promises, saying like, listen up, Central, I'm not the same person I was back then. Well, what does that mean? That you have learned from your failure? I highly doubt that. Kurokiba is not really a character that learns from failure. Then again, he has learned to absorb other manners of cooking in order to become a better chef. I mean, just look at losing to Alice all the time and then winning against her. So yeah, but we still did not get a winner. But now we almost seems to aiming for that Kurokiba is the winner. And that is why I'm actually sitting like this and saying, oh, for crying out loud, can't you just give us the winner? I want to move on. I want to move on to the other chefs. Because we have many seminars after this. But again, if Kurokiba wins now, is that a win he should have been deserving? In a way, I say both yes and no. No, because, well, as I said before, Kurokiba is not really the most likable character of them all. So, in a way, people would say he needs a loss in order to get some character development. However, the last line he said in this chapter may seem that he may have had some minor development. Well, I say minor because, well, we'll just see. He says, I'm not the same as I was back then. So, and that's true, people evolve, but in what way is he not the same as he was before? Is that hinting towards some character development, or just that his food has evolved? Now when I think about it, when he was in non-berserker mode, he was a lot more submissive to Alice's modes when they were having that festival. I mean, no, not festival. That what's the festival? No, not the autumn election. I mean the moon banquet. He was a little bit more submissive. So yeah, maybe he has evolved. But it seems now likely that Kurokiba is the winner. But why? Well, can we finally get that answer next week? Give me your thoughts if you have any.